April, I started to have no sleep. I took it as something that is not serious. The Chinese say that is heatiness. Now what happened was I had bleeding for the first time, followed by frequently, second time, third time. And in May, I have to visit a doctor just to make sure that I'm fine. So in May, the doctor actually declared that I was all right. Just a small little bump, nothing else. So I took it as, oh, okay, just a bit of bleeding here and there. But it got worse as months goes by because my bleeding got worse. But I chose to brush it off. And each time when I bleed more and more. And each time I try to stop my bleeding, it got longer and longer. You know the kind of fear that grew in me, nobody can imagine. So finally, I went to see the doctor again, and they actually diagnosed that I have a 2.6 cm mass growing inside my left nostril. It is quite serious at that time, but I chose to wait. But anyway, I cut it short. Finally, they actually scheduled me to go for a surgery, so I have no choice. So in October, I traveled to Bangkok with my daughter for a short trip before I go for my surgery, because the doctor did tell me that the surgery will take about 2 hours. It's quite complicated because it got so worse that when I sleep, I bleed. When I eat, I bleed. So you know that kind of fear in me. So I don't know whether I'll wake up after the surgery. So in Thailand, I almost couldn't make it back because my bleeding was so bad that I couldn't stop it. And I'm in a foreign land. And it took me more than 30 minutes to stop my bleeding. And I started to choke and to vomit out chunks of blood because of the bleeding, you see. So when I came back, everything went so fast. So I went for MRI, everything, and on 12th of December, I went for my surgery. But within a month, I started bleeding again. I didn't heal well. And on the spot, the doctor had to perform another surgery on me in Jan 2013. There were 9 doctors there, so it was very bad. Nonetheless, life still goes on. So in May 2013, my fear came back. I started bleeding again. I went back to see the doctor. This time I was seen by a senior consultant. He told me that I have another new growth. Imagine how I feel at that time when I have another growth. And sadly to say, at that time, my father was actually diagnosed with ALS. Does anybody know what is ALS? The recent Ice Bucket Challenge, whereby it is, in layman term, it is called the motor neuron disease. I have to go through that kind of stages. And at that time, I met my savior. Where is she? Elaine. And she came to me telling me that I met her in the NNI, so she didn't know I have this issue. So after that, she got to know about my problem. She said, hey, try it. So I said, no. I said, I'm very skeptical about this because I already scheduled the test surgery. And I said, the doctor already told me there's no way he can cure me except through surgery. I have to go through the surgery. So the good thing is she's being very persistent. She said one thing to me that really wakes me up. She said, Anne, what have you got to lose? Just try. So I was thinking, 2 months before my surgery in September 2013, she met me in about June time, yeah. So I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. So in late June or early July, I started taking. It's supposed to be 6-2, right? So I didn't take 6-2. I took 3-1, half the dosage. Yeah, because I'm very skeptical, to be very honest with you. Well, in 1 week before my surgery, that was in September 11. September 11. I went to see the doctor. Angeline told me, and because come back a bit. The very first moment when I started taking R squared, the first 5 days, I actually did bleed a little bit. But I was very surprised, the bleeding was so little, not a lot. I was, surprised. But after that, there's absolutely no bleeding for the next 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I went back to see the doctor 1 week before my surgery, they put the scope in. Yes, you can see from there, the picture on September 11, the growth is still there, but actually the growth reduced. I was extremely excited because the thing is there's no bleeding. But the doctor insists I go through the surgery, so I buy time. I started to have faith in age lock. So I said, no, reschedule the surgery to November. So doctor has no choice, they reschedule me to November. So I tried another 2 more months. When I went back to the hospital for my final review before my surgery, the good news is I'm clear. You can see from the second picture. I was extremely excited and happy. I was screaming and shouting inside the clinic. The doctor was shocked, amazed, and dumbfolded. They don't know what to say. So they tear away the sleep for the surgery. So I was very happy. The doctor couldn't find any cause of it. They don't know what's happening. And believe me or not, one of the doctors actually started taking H-lock too. I'm very blessed and very glad that I'm here today to share my story. In actual fact, I have more story to share. In actual fact, my family itself, my father is an ERS patient, like I say. Now, from the point that he was diagnosed with ERS, he was actually given 6 months. He still can walk. It's just that at that time, the doctor said 6 months, the very most, he will be bedridden. It has been 2 years now. My dad is still walking because I'm sitting in his chair. Well, the other thing is my daughter, she's, my youngest one is 15 years old, my eldest is 27. Don't guess my age, huh? My daughter actually suffering from depression due to eating disorder. Sadly to say, she actually cut herself many times. Yeah, it's very sad. But the good thing is, the doctor treated her for 2 years. It don't seem to improve her condition. And recently, she has a cyst growing in her womb. She's only 15 now, bear in mind. I was a bit shocked that she has a cyst. Though it is small, but she was hospitalized. So I decided to put an H-lock as well. Because I was thinking, you're only 15, I don't have to put you through that. But I put her through H-lock. Only less than 2 months since she discharged, we went back to the KT hospital to actually did a scan on her. So the good news is her cyst has reduced. And yeah, I'm very glad. The doctor was actually quite surprised. So I'm glad that I was introduced to H-lock. Because initially I was very, very skeptical. I never liked, my husband is super skeptical as well. So now my whole family, in actual fact, my dad, my husband, my daughters, whoever that I get to know, I introduce them to H-lock. So, the last thing I would like to say is have an open heart, just one word. Anyway, what have you got to lose? It's supplement, it's not medicine. All right, thank you for sharing with me.